I'm Toni Press Coffman. I'm asking for your support for a production of my new play, United, which is about the lives of the people who perished on Flight 93 on September 11th, 2001. That's the plane that crashed in a Pennsylvania field. I decided I want to write this play maybe minutes after the crash happened, but I waited a couple of years before I pursued it because I was afraid that it would be too emotional. I wouldn't be able to really have any kind of objectivity about what I was really after, or any way to figure out why I wanted to do it, except that I was really, really sad. And then I started doing research about the lives of all the people on the plane, and at the same time I was doing that, I went through a process of trying to understand why I wanted to write this play. I didn't want to write a play whose theme was God Bless America. I didn't want to write a play that was about, yay, everybody on the plane was a superhero. And as I went on, it became clear to me that it wasn't the fact that they decided that they wanted to try and get into the cockpit, but it was the fact that they decided this unanimously. They decided this together. They actually took a vote, and they didn't have a lot of time. They already knew what had happened in the World Trade Center, so I thought that was pretty extraordinary. People between the ages of 19 and 79 decided unanimously that they were going to do this. And that definitely took some courage. But I think it took something else too. It took something like a commitment to ending your life with dignity. And I don't quite understand how 40 people made that kind of a decision so quickly. I found a lot of extraordinary similarities among them in a variety of ways. And then it became clear to me that I was also exploring the idea of fate or destiny, that these 40 people had wound up on this plane at the same time. So the play now is a series of scenes that take place on and off the plane, and that also are about their lives and their journeys, their paths to this place where they all died together. And I discovered that there was a young woman who found out that one of her birth parents had died on the plane, and who, before she found that out, had a feeling the day that it happened, which was when she was 16, that she had lost one of her birth parents. She was adopted. The through line of the play is of this woman trying to figure out which one of these people is her, or might be her, birth parent. Through that process, we get to know all of these people. I was really committed to making sure that every single person on that plane was a part of this play. That partly came from my distress that when there was discussion about the takeover of the plane, or the attempted takeover of the plane, they only talked about the big athletic guys. In fact, the big athletic young guys on the plane. And it occurred to me that none of the other people who were on the plane were really being acknowledged, and their lives were not really being dramatized. So that's why I decided I really couldn't leave anybody out. As I was working on the play, I realized the closer I got, and that was after 8 years of research and about 1.5 years of developmental readings and rewrites, I realized that one of the things the play is about is that you don't have to be a great athlete or a great statesman or a famous anyone for your life to have value. Working on this play made me realize that every single life that was lost has value, and not because of this pretty brave thing these people did together, which is inspirational, but because these people all had families that loved them. What makes their lives have value is that something important is lost, and that important thing is just about what children you raise, and what dances you learn to dance, and what songs you learn to sing, and what's important to you in the world, and how you look and how you feel, and how you make your human mark on the world. The play is epic in scope. There are more than 80 characters. They're played by 21 actors. Our little theater company, Winding Road Theater Ensemble, is in its 6th season. This is by far the play that needs the most amount of money to make it happen. And that's why I decided to do this campaign and to ask for your support. Making this production happen in Tucson, Arizona required my having to go out of Tucson to get some of the people we needed, a director, a set designer, and those costs are very expensive. The money I raise from this campaign will go to partly offset those unusually large costs. So thank you for listening to this video, and I hope you can find it in your hearts to support this very, very long process of making a new play about something that I think is very important, inspirational. And that's really all I guess I have to say.